This is Contractor Sense with Ruth King.
Welcome to Contractor Sense. Here you discover ideas, tactics, news, and information that matters to your contracting business and you. I'm your host, Ruth King. This episode is sponsored by HVAC Trust Books. Go to hvactrustbooks.com to discover how this tool can help you close more sales. Thank you for joining us. Here's how we will help your business and you today. What if you could have a tech in the field and be able to help him diagnose a problem sitting in your office? Or what if you could do a survey with the homeowner at her convenience from the comfort of your office? I have two clients doing just that. How? With a technology called XOI. John Callahan, one of the founders of XOI, is with me today and will give you more information and tell you how you can use XOI to do amazing things from the comfort of your office. John, welcome to Contractor Sense.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
My pleasure. So tell everybody who I'm sure, give them a little history of XOI, what it is, how it got started, and how wonderful it is for contractors to be able to use this.
Of course, I'd be happy to. So XOI has been around for about six, 7 years now, and it kind of was the brainchild of our founder, Aaron Salo. Aaron, like myself, came from a kind of construction manufacturing background. Actually, Aaron grew up in Michigan, where he actually worked at a tier 2 automotive plant for most of his life. So if you can imagine winters in Michigan, they were running a 24/7, 365 shop. And when something would happen at 3 a.m. and you would have to go dig yourself out of the snow and try and get back to the shop, it became a bit of a problem, right? And so what happened with XOI is it started as a concept of being able to see what somebody saw and help them in real time. And it has evolved into the ability to essentially be able to capture the right information and share it with the people when it is needed. And that is how a very simple idea of being able to help someone out from a distance evolved in much more, and probably much more than we thought at the very beginning.
Yeah, it's really, I can think of 1,000,001 uses for this, but you and I both know with the issues that we have with technicians in the field, and we don't have enough to replace the number of technicians who are retiring every year, that something had to happen, correct?
100%. Something had to change. And it's funny, like all the contractors I speak with, even my previous life before joining XOI, you come into this and everybody thinks, all right, it's always about supporting somebody who's in trouble. Like that's what everybody's mind goes to. And when you think about the trades and you think about everything it takes to be a good technician, it's not just when somebody gets stuck, it's having the confidence to make the right call or having the confidence to make the right recommendation versus, replacement over repair. Those things come with time. It comes when you have the ability to spend time with a journeyman, with your mentor, and have that happen over these, months and years and decades. That just doesn't happen anymore because we don't have enough people. So I can't tag along with somebody like I used to. And the ability to connect to one another in a way that allows even the simple things to be kind of shared and a second set of eyes on is a huge benefit for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also look at it, I thought this was an absolutely phenomenal use of the technology. And it happened simply because one of the salespeople couldn't go out on a call. Initially, I think is how it originally happened. So they had the XOI technology and they said, okay, would you be willing to do the customer survey using this technology? And the customer said, of course. It was easier for the customer. She didn't have to have somebody weird in her home. Not that this guy was weird, don't get me wrong. But it was something that she could do and feel totally comfortable. And they sent her the link and she put it on her cell phone and they walked around the house together and everything that they needed to do and had a phenomenal conversation. And it worked.
Yep, and it worked. And it's, because you start thinking about it, and I know exactly who you're talking about, so we're not going to mention them. But
no, we're not mentioning names.
You start thinking about, what this can do. And for most contractors, when they look at technology, I always ask a very simple question. I'm saying, what was the last technology you invested in for your customer? And that puzzles a lot of people. And so what they're doing is they're making this more convenient for their customer. They're getting the information immediately, and they're making this be an experience that For most people, it's all right, I got to be back home to meet the guy or the gal that's coming out. I got to make sure that I'm there enough. And I got to put the dogs up, or pick the kids up. Now it's so much easier. And so what they're doing is, I think, transcending a lot of what kind of residential surveys can be. And I'm excited to see what they continue to do with it.
Yeah, it's really cool. I thought it was a great idea. And what's really helped it is that now they haven't tried it with an 80-year-old woman, to my knowledge, okay?
Correct.
So I'm not sure that somebody of that age would actually enjoy this, but most of their customers now are in their 30s and 40s and 50s who grew up with technology and cell phones. So they're used to doing stuff like this.
Exactly. And it's easy. It's simple. It's nothing that they haven't at least done, at work or possibly at home every other day.
Yeah, absolutely. So these are two uses that I absolutely know. Are there other uses that I haven't heard of yet that are very innovative that customers are using?
Definitely. And it's funny because, you hear the story I tell at the beginning, seeing what other people see, talking about it in real time. We talk about those types of use cases, and those tend to be episodic, because it's not always that you're going to have the ability to do a recommendation in a survey with a customer. It's not always that a technician is going to run into a challenge and need support. So what we started to look at is, all right, where are kind of the gaps within traditional, contracting businesses, where information from the field doesn't always get translated into the office, or where visibility on site can be a much more powerful thing. And so what we have found out is that with the ability to essentially structure a workflow cadence within our application, it prompts technicians to take pictures and record videos of certain things. Now, we use our workflow cadence to either extract information and leverage machine learning, such as pulling off a make, model, and serial from a data plate and storing that for historical references. We also use auto notifications for a particular step that would be built, obviously, by the contractor. So if I have, let's say, a sales lead or a technician recommended repair that I have on site, and I have a picture or video in that step, the system will automatically send that email wherever it needs to go. So what we're doing is shortening the window of time to allow things to be forgotten and allow things to not come into the office with the transparency and visibility that are needed. And all the while, this is simply captured by taking a video, which technicians would rather do than having to write something.
I would agree with you there. Absolutely.
And it lives in the cloud forever within that company's organization. So it's providing, people are taking this to different lengths. There are some organizations I work with that have utilized XOI as kind of a QA, QC in the field, which has been transformative. Others are just transforming their deliverable by sharing these videos with their customers every single day, saying, this is what it looked like when we arrived. Here's it in proper operation. And let me give you some insight as to why this may have happened.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. When we get back from break, I want to talk about how the technology actually works and how easy it is for a technician, a customer, a homeowner to actually use it. Is that okay?
Sounds great to me.
All right. I'm talking with John Callahan of XOI. Before we go, John, if they want to contact you, how do they do that?
I'd recommend going to xoi.io. It's obviously the website for XOI, and on there you can actually reach out and proactively reach out to our team, where marketing and sales will immediately respond and have a further dialogue.
Sounds great. And thank you for listening. We will be right back. I've seen my clients' salespeople struggle when a customer asks why they should use your company rather than the competition, when your price is higher and you both are proposing the same equipment. I've seen technicians struggle when customers ask them whether they should replace an 18-year-old air conditioner. And most salespeople and technicians never ask the one question that most customers are concerned about, yet never ask. Can I trust you? I found a tool that gives your salespeople and technicians the ammunition to answer this question and more. And the tool works. How do I know? 68% of my clients are using it to increase sales and referrals. What is it? A trust book with your name on it as the author. More details are at hvactrustbooks.com. Warning, there is only one contractor per area that can get these great books. Some areas are already taken. They've gone to my clients. If you want your area and want to have a tool for your salespeople and technicians to increase referrals and sales, then go to hvactrustbooks.com now and reserve your area.
Eliminate costly warranty leak repair headaches. 3 years ago, Ruth King wrote a leak policy letter for one of her clients who was dealing with huge warranty leak issues. When she gave the letter to technicians and trained them on how to use it, warranty leaks went from zero, that's right, zero. Then, she gave the letter to one of her other clients and any contractor who wanted it. The results? The same, zero warranty leak repairs. The unexpected benefits? An increase in replacement sales. Ruth shares the letter with anyone and everyone who wants it. So get your sample leak policy letter for free. No strings, no catches, no guaranteed results. Go to hvacchannel.tv or call us at 877-520-4321. Click on the link in the middle of the homepage to get your free leak policy letter. I hope you experience zero warranty leak repairs and eliminate a major costly headache.
We're back. Thanks for listening to Contractor Sense. I'm talking to John Callahan, one of the founders of XOI, a new technology. I think I can still call it new, can't I, or not? You've been around for 6 years.
Been around for 6 years, but I think we can. We're on the. We can stick with new for maybe another year or two.
Okay, you're on the cutting edge and doing things that are, let's put it this way, making it easier for customers and make it easier for technicians and making it easier for things not to slip through the cracks. So, all right, John, let's assume I'm raising my hand and I'm saying, okay, I'm really interested in this really cool technology. How easy is it really for a customer to be able to have this or, use this, let's say in the sales situation?
Yeah, it's honestly super simple. Obviously, to actually get the application, it's downloaded from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. It is something that you have access to right now. Obviously, as an individual user and not part of a company, it is a subscription-based, obviously going through a company such as a contractor that signs up their entire technician base. But once you downloaded that app, you're provided a username and a password, and you are effectively inside of the application, ready to start capturing content and sharing that obviously with your team with the push of a button.
Okay, so I'm the tech. We're going to do it in two different ways. I'm a technician out in the field, and I need help. So I go to the app.
Yes, within our application, obviously, we have the ability, obviously, making these live calls. So if I needed help, there's two different ways it can kind of be set up. There are technicians that have the ability to initiate these live calls themselves from the field. We also have, a majority of our contractors have what we're calling virtual support centers, where you have a older technician who has been around for quite a bit, maybe has a bad back, bad knees, who is kind of stationed in the office. They have the ability of initiating live calls from their desktop or a mobile device as well. So traditionally today, technicians are simply sending a text message to that person and saying, hey, can you shoot me a live link? I want you to see what I'm seeing. And companies are slowly building command centers staffed with experts, 1, 2, 3, that allow them to reach out and support their technicians at a moment's notice. So there's the ability to kind of reach out and get one sent to you. We also have the ability from the application where you can dial in directly to your virtual support center, where it rings like a telephone would ring inside of a call center.
Got it. So that's that way. Okay, now how does the salesperson or sales manager use it with a customer who you can do a sales, basically an evaluation of their existing equipment?
Yeah, of course. So the beauty of this whole thing is to engage in the live interaction. You do not need to have a license. You just need the guest version of the application. So let's say that you and I was the technician. I wanted to obviously see what was going on the other side of this. I would simply text you a link, which you would receive via text message, obviously regular smartphone. Once you click on that link, it's going to tell you that, hey, you don't have a license. Would you like to download this guest app? And it directly routes you to either the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. You simply download the app and you're effectively in the live call.
And so then at that point, the customer who's in her home and the salesperson who's in the office can actually communicate.
100%. And the way it sets up is the person on the other end, that person who initiated the call, such as myself, I'm going to be seeing what you're seeing on the other end. There's no reason for you to kind of see my face. That just what we found that just creates, more bandwidth that doesn't need to be had. The importance is I need to see what's going on. So it's two-way video or two-way audio, one-way video. If they want to turn the other video on, they can to kind of say hi. But we recommend that it kind of
no, they don't want to see them.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it just makes it easy, and also the amount of streaming that you need for two-way video is a lot harder than just one way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that it becomes very, very easy. All right. How long does it take to set up? If somebody's listening to this program and they go to the website to xoi.io and they say, okay, I'm really interested. I think this will be really good for my company.
Mhm.
What happens?
Our sales team is going to reach out to you and have essentially a discovery conversation to make sure that we are the right fit, to make sure that the solution you're looking for, that you've heard about, that you've read about, is exactly what you want it to be. So we kind of go through that a bit of a deep dive there, explain further our technology, how it operates, understand what a company's trying to accomplish. Because we're never going to try and be those people that are putting a square peg into a round hole. If you're looking for something that we're not the best at or we don't do, we're going to pass you off to somebody else because they may have a better solution for you. So you have those initial dialogues. You say, all right, great. Let's say, conversations go well, goes through the sales process, sign up. You actually are handed off to our customer success team, which is responsible for identifying the workflows that are going to be established, the process by which the technicians are going to use the technology. And then we actually train the technicians on the use of the platform based on what we're trying to accomplish, based on those companies' goals. So we're building everything around what should be practical gains for the technician to allow them to be faster, smarter, and better, and doing all of this as seamless as possible. In reality, you could, if you called today, talk to a couple of our salespeople, and then in 30 days, we could honestly have you off and running, trained on the technology, leveraging it every single day, every single call.
Cool. All right. Now you mentioned if we're not a good fit, what applications are not a good fit?
Well, it all comes down to essentially what the goals of the company are. We've gotten a lot of requests for essentially taking forms that have a lot of information where it's kind of like written in just numbers, numeric values, and trying to put those into a kind of a workflow cadence. We're not a form company. And we traditionally, some people think that is what it is. We are about sharing content-rich content. It's about capturing photos and videos and really wanting to transform what the service you are providing to your customers and the way your technicians can actually engage with technology to provide that better deliverable. So we have people that think that we are, if you're familiar with the field service management platforms, obviously the dispatching system and all that, we're not one of those. That's not who we are. We run alongside it. We essentially supercharge those platforms to allow you to step into the 21st century without having to overhaul those existing systems and try and find something that does everything. Because those platforms, if they do exist, they're super expensive and they don't necessarily focus on the things that we're focusing on.
Right. Okay, cool. All right. And again, if somebody's interested, they go to xoi.io to get started, correct?
That is correct.
John, thank you so much for being with us today. I'm really excited about this technology and seeing where it's going to go in the future.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
All right. And thanks to all of you for joining us. Choose one thing you discovered and implement it in your business. These ideas, tactics, and strategies help you make more money, have more free time, and give back. If you like today's program, spread the word. Please review this podcast on any device you're listening to it on. Help a fellow contractor make more money too. For comments or questions, call me at 770-729-0258 or email ruthking@hvacchannel.tv. Thanks for listening. Have a great and profitable day.